Hey guys, so it's been a while since I narrated or told a bedtime tale or anything at all. So I'm going to tell you guys a bedtime tale. I'm sorry that I've not been narrating very much. I've been doing a lot of hours of work. So I'm going to try to get back on it so that I can do at least 2 a week. I'm going to try for 3, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, tonight's is another vicious little vampire story, and it's called Slice of Life by Perez. Your day begins at 9:32 p.m. in the humid darkness of a southern city called Houston, Texas, and it begins with a whimper, not a bang. The whimper comes from a homeless man underneath one of the city's sprawling freeway interchanges. He's wearing Desert Storm camel pants and a t-shirt, and he just got a look at you in the actinic glare of the lights from a nearby supermarket parking lot. He backs away. That low sound gurgling in his throat, and that hollow, trapped look in his brown eyes. He was sweating before, but now it's beating up fresh on his face, heavy with the mingled sense of grime and terror. He stumbles and falls back onto the corrugated incline of an on-ramp support. Scrambling up the incline like a crab, he tries for words, to somehow convince you to stop advancing. But the only sound is a gasping, "Don't." Then, faster than his dilated pupils can follow, you're upon him, slashing his throat with sharp, yellow fingernails until your hand is slick and wet, and his wild flailing has ceased. You take a mouthful of his blood. It's as hot as the air here, and it tastes of nicotine and Mad Dog 2020. After drinking a bit more, you leave him on the incline and turn toward the supermarket, listening to the thunk-thack sound of cars driving across the expansion joints in the loops of freeway high overhead. A wail behind you. "Oh, Pixie Man! Oh, what have they done to you, Pixie?" You cross against the traffic to reach the parking lot, and cars swerve to miss you. There are honking horns and the screeching of tires, and, muffled inside the cars, cries of fear and disgust. Then you're crossing the parking lot of the ethnic supermarket, with Latinos and blacks and a few whites scrambling to hide behind the parked cars as you pass. The elderly security guard near the entrance fumbles his revolver from its holster and shouts, "Stop! No entre!" You continue to advance, and he fires, 4 of the shots missing entirely, and 2 connecting with your right shoulder and chest. There is pain, but it's only a fleeting spasm as the bullets pass through the wounds that close up. Moaning, the guard claws at his belt for more bullets, but you slash out and he tumbles back, clutching his mangled throat. Now there are nearly constant screams which, to you, have become the night's anthem. Glass doors slide open and you enter the store. People rush to the head of the aisles to see what's happening, get a glimpse of you, and then run away again. You stop in front of the magazine rack. There it is, on the cover of Newsweek and Time, and the front page of the Houston Post. Stories about your recent appearances in Chicago, Tulsa, and Little Rock. Newsweek has a grainy picture of you stalking past a burning warehouse in Tulsa. Your pale skin is stained red with blood, and your dark, long hair snarled and matted. Your face, as it always is in photographs, is blurred and indistinct. The lurid headline above the photo says, "Unstoppable?" You laugh at that, to those who have long forgotten the old rituals and defenses. Or the few deluded souls who have guessed what you really are, but cling to all that movie nonsense about crosses and hardwood stakes. You most likely are unstoppable. That's one reason you've taken up your current cross-country spree. To see how unstoppable you really are. Soft sobbing comes from behind a counter, with watches and cheap silver rings for sale. You vault over, and a wide-eyed teenager with nut-brown skin cowers before you. She tries to scream, but it comes out in a pathetic squealing sound. You toyed with the concept of mercy for your prey decades ago, but now you're too jaded. You can't help but see them for what they really are. This girl is to you what the lamb, the kid, and the veal calf are to her kin. You reach out for her. By midnight, you're moving along Main Street toward the glittering glass skyscrapers of downtown Houston. There is blood and fire and anguish in your wake. 2 helicopters shine their spotlights on you, and the air is shattered by the sound of a pistol and riot shotgun fire. The local police have converged upon you now. They fire from the doorways and from the cover of their police cruisers. And amid all the noise, you can hear cursing, confused flurries of orders, and frustrated shouts. "Why doesn't he go down?" someone yells over and over again. The air reeks of cordite. A sound bearing down on you from behind. You spin to see a police car speeding at you. A wild-eyed officer gripping the wheel. Shouts of "Hold your fire!" go up as the car accelerates, just now a few feet away. You time it and vault up onto the hood, just as the car gets to you. The cop hits the brake about the same time that you smash through the windshield with your fist. Momentum hurls you through the air. Whee! Laughing, you crash through a chain-link fence and tumble to a stop on a neatly manicured St. Augustine lawn. The crunching impact of the police car skidding to a halt reaches your ears. At that moment, an air raid siren blares to life from the vicinity of downtown Houston. What a wonderfully surreal touch. By 2:30 a.m., you're doing battle with the SWAT team in the shadow of the downtown skyline. They fire high-powered rifles at you, but the slugs, even those designed to expand and tumble in human flesh, just zip right through you. They're lobbing those stun grenades at you, though, and it's annoying to keep getting knocked down again and again. So you jog over to the grenadiers' positions before they can scramble away, and you snap some necks. There! That's better. Just for fun, you take some grenades with you to toss at the gauntlet of regular police surrounding you. The flash and bang of the grenades and the popping gunfire are exhilarating. But it's missing something. A pulse-thumping musical soundtrack, perhaps. You glance up at the sky. Houston has come alive. The skies are full of helicopters. Many of them are news choppers, and the streets are clogged with police and news vehicles. One idiot photographer rushes up to snap your photo, and is cut down by the hail of bullets that swarm around you like angry Texas mosquitoes. You step over his torn body and keep going. The National Guard shows up around 4 a.m. as you climb up the limestone facade of one-shell Plaza building. Bullets constantly plink around you, shattering the glass windows and spitting out like little puffs of limestone dust. There's a loud, screeching impact behind you, and you turn to see a CNN copter and a Houston police copter going down after shearing off each other's rotors. They explode in flame as they strike the parking lot near an armored personnel carrier 12 stories below. The stakes are higher now. A lot of automatic weapon fire from the ground strafing your position. And a big National Guard chopper circling the building. In a light-hearted moment, you pause to wave at the olive drab birds as the olive drab bird sweeps past. The gunfire stutters to a halt as you level yourself over the edge of the roof's building. You're completely clothed with limestone dust, white as a ghost. You notice that nearly all the copters, except a few police units shining their spotlights on you, have pulled back. That big green chopper is still close by, hovering patiently, its side door still closed. Something big is coming up, that's for sure. Which is fine by you, because that's why you're doing all this. The epiphany of the century hit you weeks ago, before Chicago. You realize that the ultimate curse of immortality boils down to one rather simple thing: boredom. The side door of the guard copter slides open. Main event time, you figure. You stride out towards the edge of the building, and a few of those crazed cops 50 stories below still squeeze off pop shots at you. You lean out over Houston and shake your fists, shouting, "Top of the world, Ma!" It strikes you as ironic. Your mother died 6 centuries before movies were even invented. Still, it sounds so appropriate up here. Top of the world. The guardsman in the chopper doorway shouts shoulders a tube-light rocket-propelling grenade launcher. Today is definitely going to end with a bang. RPG, you shout. Dig it. The Kneissel grenade whiffs out of the tube and sizzles toward you, and there is a very big concussion. Like all the stun grenades in the world going off at once. All light and pain and noise and dissipation. Wisps of night fog coalesce over a southern city that buzzes like a disturbed hornet's nest. Carried on a light breeze, the strands of fog twist together and drift down, heavier than the night air, collecting into a vague oblong in the alley. Behind it, behind a convenience store. The oblong continues to solidify, and then you, open your eyes to see the first light of dawn creeping into the skies overhead. Houston's been pretty fun, you think, searching for a place to sleep during the daylight hours. Tomorrow night, you'll continue on west. Perhaps to Albuquerque, or Phoenix, or maybe north to Denver. It doesn't really matter. Now things are rockin'. Have pleasant nightmares, everyone.